What's up, everybody? So we gonna be playing some stuff today. Well, it's upcoming.
Stop!
Hold up, y'all. Wait a second. So we might play some games shit. I don't know what we should do.
No, he did it!
All right. Let's see if anybody can get on our live. Okay, hold on. Nobody's here. Nobody's watching the stream. It's cool though. It's cool. Okay. Alright. So I wonder, how do I?
Wait, what you got? Leah? Leah? Leah?
Ada, how you gonna be learning about? Hello, who's the one person who's in
The
here?
pink diamonds mean you get 1,000, 2,000 coins. Oh, really? Yeah. And I'm not lying. You get collections. Yeah, and that one means that I get. You go like a girl. And this one, no, that's my favorite one. Somebody has birthday. And this one is a nice one, and I can get 2 million. Well, there's some nail polish. And that one means I get more. Oh, look. We got some. This beach girl. There's another card. Look. There's another girl. Oh, look. Well, I like this one. Yeah, I didn't have that one. I was like, oh, I Pokemon card. Yeah. Do you play LOL? No. Oh, just cleaning. What a marker. That's not a marker. That's a makeup. That's for makeup. No. No, that's a makeup. No. I signed it. This is for more. Okay, I'm gonna take these out. Stop. No polish. No. What is no polish in? Who did you? Because she had it. Don't lock. Where is it? Oh, look, right here. Only you find makeup?
Mhm.
After an anxious wait, the cardboard finally landed where someone could see it. The man was overjoyed, for he saw from afar a woman picking up the cardboard. The woman looked at the bloodstained message of help on the cardboard. The woman dropped what she was doing and came to the old, decrepit building. But just as she reached the door, the guard stopped the woman. I've been here for 2 years. There's no one living in this building. You'd better go now. The woman saw how impatient the security guard was, and then she looked inside the building, the gloomy and dilapidated environment, and with a whoosh, threw away the cardboard and turned to leave. The man was completely devastated on the balcony, letting out a mad, silent roar because his voice can't make a sound anymore. It was too dry. Yet at night, he sees the neon lights flashing in the streets. Suddenly, another idea came to him. He tore his clothes into pieces and tied them to the security window, spelling out the word help. Then he set them all on fire. As he watched the flames crackle and burn, the man's hope for survival was also ignited. To make the fire more intense, he took the mattress out onto the balcony and set it on fire. Watching the fire rise higher and higher, the man's hands were dancing with excitement, thinking that this would to get someone's attention. But in the blink of an eye, he realized that he was in trouble, because at some point the small fire had already reached the house. At this rate, he would be finished before anyone came to save him. So the man grabbed a pillow. He put out the fire with all his strength. After a night of smoke and fire, the man's body was already seriously dehydrated. At this point, the man looked into the toilet urgently. He opens the lid. After an anxious wait, the cardboard finally landed where...
Oh, what happens next? What happened next? Kids live on the toilet lid part.
Now we didn't make that. Yeah.
After an anxious... The 70... Robbers use little balloon, you've come here. The little prodigy. Jack, take... This is an ordinary... Man puts ice cubes in... How Lisa cuts off the hair that the robber bit into her mouth. The prisoner sneaks, takes... The guards hear a loud noise. Gather all the prisoners. By the time they realize death wants to reap the soul of a man, the man bribes him with a bot. This young seal was so nervous. Dragonflies and forest warriors escorting a lotus boat. Today is the day when the mother of the forest chooses her successor. Her name is Tara, and she is the queen of the forest, revered by all. Everywhere she goes, lotus flowers bloom for her. Today, the queen will choose a flower bud as a token to pass on to the next queen. The snail and the slug have already chosen the largest bud, and the queen thinks that big doesn't always mean good, so she chooses a small, unassuming bud. The queen slowly lifted the bud, preparing to send her psychic energy to the pod, when General Rooney, who was in charge of the queen's security, noticed the leaves nearby were decaying. He turns and shoots a decisive arrow. Other forest warriors prepared for battle. A corrupted minion disguised as bark was killed in seconds. In a flash, countless small monsters emerge from the bark. They are the forest-destroying, rotting minions. The forest warriors descend from the sky, forming themselves for the kill. General Rooney tells the queen to get in her boat and leave. At that moment, more rotting minions jumped from the trees. They destroy the queen's ship, hidden in the water. The corrupted soldiers, one by one, the pods were pulled into the water. Soon the queen is trapped on a lotus leaf. The demon soldiers have surrounded her. General Rooney has also been pushed into the water by the corrupted minions. The corrupted soldiers have mounted the lotus leaf. In the nick of time, Queen Tara leapt up. She bounced off the corrupted soldier in an instant. Then she reached out with her right hand and grabbed the vine and flew to the shore. She saw the rotting soldiers hunting Dandelion and her daughter. The queen waved her hand to control the trunk of the tree to save them. She used her mind to control the dead tree to stop the pursuers and to cover the leaves to get away. But as she ran, there was another obstacle. Then the little Dandelion flicked the rotting soldier away with a branch. She also saved the queen once. The queen puts the Dandelion up. She was about to go aside to distract her pursuers. And then General Rooney climbed out of the water. He blew his whistle, and a little bird ride came along. At this moment, the queen ran to the high ground and leapt up. She was caught by General Rooney, who had arrived. Suddenly an arrow was fired. It was the rotting demon father and son who had caught up with him. General Rooney turned and struck back, and he hit the son of the rotting demon. But unfortunately for the queen, she was also hit. She fell from the sky with the pod in her arms. A young girl, Ab, was exploring the forest when she saw the scene. The queen fell slowly into the leaves. Annie was at a loss for words. The trees around her immediately wrapped around them. In the nick of time. Today is the day that the mother of the forest chooses her heir. Her name is Tara, and she is the queen of the forest, revered by all. She keeps the plants and trees alive. If she dies, the forest will wither and fade. She had just passed her spiritual power to a flower bud when she was assassinated by rotting soldiers. The queen of the forest was struck by an arrow. She landed in front of the human girl Annie, and looked curiously at the little elf in front of her. The queen gave the pod to Annie. The spirit-filled pod instantly lifted Annie into the air. It stumbled and fell to the ground. By then, Annie had become the size of an elf. She looked at the wounded queen and wondered what to do. "Are you all right? Should I call an ambulance?" The queen said she was dying. She told him to bring the pod to the elder of the forest. Only he can decipher the pod's secret to find the next queen of the forest. That's when the forest warriors arrived. General Rooney blamed himself for the queen's death. Soon the queen was slowly fading away. By this time, the forest was slowly decaying. In order to
I want to watch this movie.
to transport the pods better. So the snail and the slug went with him. They were able to provide water for the buds. On the other hand, the rotting demon sought to avenge his son's death by searching for the pods and decaying the forest, turning the forest into a horrible rotting hell. Today is the day that the mother of the forest. Today is the day General Rooney's son, Jack, decided to go along too. They arrived at the residence of the elder of the forest. The elder entertained them with his hospitality, and he deciphered the secret of the pod. He said that the pod blooms on the full moon. The spirit of the queen would float to the next queen of the forest, and so the elder released many firefly messengers. He told them to tell all the elves of the forest that the pod was safe, and when the elves saw it, they saw hope. Suddenly the ground began to tremble, and out of the ground came a mouse bigger than a cat. It was the rotten lord who had found the place. The snail and the General Rooney. There was a person on the Anna and Jack. A man falls in love with his nanny, but his fiancée doesn't even notice and kisses the man goodbye with a smile on her face. But as soon as Lisa leaves her room, she realizes she's forgotten her keys. When she goes back to the house, she sees the man sitting on the sofa with the nanny. She asks the nanny why she's not working, but the babysitter said it was all the man's idea. Lisa soon notices the clothes that have fallen on the floor. She asked the nanny what had happened, but she lied and said that she had just bought underwear and had forgotten to put it in the washing machine. Faced with the nanny's absurd explanation, Lisa was left speechless. After a false alarm, the nanny asks the man to have a showdown with Lisa. Unaware that Lisa had already seen everything, she returns immediately. As she expected, the nanny was still sitting on the sofa and didn't move. She even told Lisa to do the housework. Surprisingly, even her fiancé had become unhinged. He told Lisa to take care of the nanny's mood. Don't talk too much and go to work. Lisa had to leave unhappy. Lisa thought that there was something wrong with them. She had just returned to the living room. She found the scene before her eyes. Lisa deliberately interrupted them by calling the babysitter. The babysitter even said she was cooking for the man in a serious manner. Distraught, Lisa made a decision. The next day, the man and the nanny were talking about their love. Lisa appears out of nowhere. She said she had a surprise for them. While the two of them are still dreaming about the so-called surprise, Lisa brings in a longtime admirer of hers. She breaks up with the man in public and fires the nanny, throwing them both out of the house. A man falls in love with his nanny, but his fiancée doesn't even notice and kisses the man goodbye with a smile on her face. But as soon as Lisa leaves her room, she realizes she's forgotten her keys. When she goes back, a large hand into the woman's home. Beauty was directly stunned, but I did not expect that he only followed a chicken leg. But just after eating, he felt sick in his stomach. Rise ask is a fart. The power of this fart is not small. 150 kilograms of old ladies have to grab the street lamp. The homeless man wanted to have a cigarette in the corner. The small foreign fire slipped. It created a mushroom cloud. The city was blown up. This shock turned out to be a dream. The next day, there were many hamsters in the school. What is it? Aren't these the hamsters?
What's the up? We send your boys to prison. Who knows? Don't you think that's a little? This is a permission slip for our Scared Stiff program. Delinquent students visit a real jail so they can interact with real inmates and see the real future that awaits them if they continue with their pathological behavior.
I changed my mind, Brandon.
What's the up? We send your boys to prison. Who knows? Don't you think that's a little? This is a permission slip for our Scared Stiff program. Delinquent students visit a real jail so they can interact with real inmates and see the real future that awaits them if they continue with their pathological behavior.
I changed my mind, Brandon.
Nope, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, Riley is a menace.
What's the up? We send your boys to prison. Who knows?
I put pea water on my face. Good. Look. It's not my face. It's not my face. No! I put pink one. I know. I know, because I can hear it. And that was all fake. Dave? I'm sorry! Can you check the time? Yeah, because it's going to be nice.
5:49.
Girl, you done, girl?
So
I did something really
Mama
dumb.
said we gonna go to bed.
I shouldn't have. I trusted a fucking retard with a
Bro,
man's
chill,
job.
don't be another
Next time I'm
surprise.
doing
Y'all
a
always
bunch of
being
just
spoiled.
I was smarter.
Hey,
Really going to my
let's
channel
sit down.
off the record.
Especially you and you.
Otherwise, you will end up in jail or prison. Is that what you want?
Yes, please.
That's not what I was hoping to hear.
I know you were hoping to hear.
Amy, do you want to play Mama? Hello.
If your honor would lose 20 pounds, I would consider tapping that.
I think I've heard enough. I sentence you to the maximum of 1 year at Illinois Department of Corrections Juvenile Justice Division. You're a man of the custody of the sheriff. This court is in recess. Why the fuck did you do that, Carl?
When Paul Sunday came out of juvie, he knew how to make IEDs and where to launder money. You can't buy that kind of education. Plus, my street cred will be off the chain. Don't worry, I'll make juvie my bitch.
We'll send letters.
He's bound to happen sooner or later. He'll be okay.
Okay. Hell, he's gonna be running the joint.
Any chance I'll get scared straight?
No.
Regret what you've done, Carl?
I did something really dumb. I shouldn't have. I trusted a fucking retard with a man's job. Next time I move a bunch of drugs, I'll be smarter.
If you want to go into my chambers and speak to me off the record, now
Why
is
you
the time.
like it? Come here. Go.
What's another way we can say will not?
Well, W-O-N apostrophe T.
Good girl. Bethany. Bethany has not.
Hasn't. H-A-S-E-N apostrophe T.
That's really close. That's really good, but we don't have an E there. But you did really good. That was so close. Almost. So we just crossed the E out. Philip cannot.
Can. C-U-N apostrophe T.
Yep. Just need to put a little hat on the U. Okay.
That says
Okay. You know what? Yeah, that does. That's true. Okay. So we will just. That is really, really wrong. That one. We really spelled that one wrong.
you can tell that I'm happy when I yawn.
Okay. All right. Tell I'm happy when the bell rings. So what's another way we can say will not?
Well, W-O-N apostrophe T.
Good girl. Bethany.
Oh, go get it.
Bethany has not.
Hasn't. H-A-S-E-N apostrophe T.
That's really close. That's really good, but we don't have an E there. But you did really good. That was so close. Almost. So we just crossed the E out. Philip cannot.
Can. C-U-N apostrophe T.
Yep. Just need to put a little hat on the U. Okay.
That says
Okay. You know what? Yeah, that does. That's true. Okay. So we will just. That is really, really wrong. That one. We really spelled that one wrong.
you can tell that I'm happy when I yawn.
Okay.
Mr. D.
Tell I'm happy when the bell.
We're looking at movies today. Mr. D.
Mr. D.
This is Mr. Oh my God.
Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast,
C-U-N-T. C. Apostrophe T. Cunt.
Cunt.
Couldn't. Cut it. You need to cut it. Yeah, cut it. Cut it. You need. No, Eddie, that's mine. But
Oh!
I'm sure that's nasty.
That's what that word means.
What? That what?
Cunt.
He put cunt.
Cunt?
Yeah, the little boy put cunt.
What that mean?
The bell rings.
What that mean? He said that's why he said I'm happy when I.
No, he said, I'm happy when I'm young.
What's another way we can say? Well, we talked about word families. You love that. So we're going to start with words that end in AN. You got a lot of word. I'll write it down. Let's see how many we can get. Go. Man, there's a good one. Man, that's another one.
Lesbian.
Words that end in AN. Anyone? Words ending in AN.
Lesbian.
I heard pan. Good.
No. Faith said lesbian.
All right, no big deal. Faith said lesbian. Hold on. Good, we'll write that down. Just a word. Not a big deal, but we'll move on. We'll get some other ones.
What is a lesbian, sir?
It's your word. How do you? All right. If you liked another girl,
I like Olivia. Am I a lesbian?
well, if you like Olivia, you could be sure.
I like Olivia. I love Olivia. I like Olivia too. Am I a lesbian?
No, it doesn't work that way, Philip. You can never be a lesbian.
No fair. I want to be a lesbian. Me too.
You can all be lesbians. Okay, let's just move on. Let's try words that end in O-N.
Prostitution.
What did you say?
Prostitution.
Whoa!
What is prostitution?
What is prostitution? Let's say prostitution is when you work in the street and you get paid.
I want to do prostitution.
Oh!
All right, moving on to words that end in R-E, but let me just have a second here
They hop in the car.
to think.
That's when we're quiet.
Nothing, it can't be.
Oh,
So
no.
shout out words that end in R-E.
Crack whore.
Well, we talked about word families. We love that. So we're going to start with words that end in A-N. You got a lot of word. I'll write it down. Let's see how many we can get. Go. Man, there's a good one. Man, that's another one.
Lesbian.
Words that end in A-N. Anyone? Words ending in A-N.
Lesbian.
I heard can.
I mean, it is a word.
No. Faith said lesbian.
All right, no big deal. They said lesbian. Hold on. Good, we'll write that down. Just a word. Not a big deal, but we'll move on. We'll get some other ones.
What is a lesbian, sir?
It's your word. How do you? All right. If you liked another girl,
I like Olivia. Am I a lesbian?
well, if you like Olivia, you could be sure.
I like Olivia. I love Olivia. I like Olivia too. Am I a lesbian?
No, it doesn't work that way, Philip. You can never be a lesbian.
No fair. I want to be a lesbian. Me too.
You can all be lesbians. Okay, let's just move on. Let's try words that end in O-N.
Prostitution.
What did you say?
Prostitution. What is prostitution?
What is prostitution? Let's say prostitution is when you work in the street and you get paid.
Yeah, GTA kids. GTA. Put GTA first.
All right, moving on to words that end in R-E, but let me just have a second here to think if nothing, it can't be. So shout out words that end in R-E.
Crack whore.
We talked about word families. I love that. So we're gonna
These
start.
kids are wild.
Not run in Los Angeles at night. This is the city of Charles Manson. And how
Nobody's in my life, bro. Nobody's in my life. I have the whole chat sitting right here, and nobody's in my life. This is making me sad, bro. My friends still haven't
I
texted
think
me
it's
back.
okay. The worst criminal in our neighborhood is the lady who watered her lawn during the drought.
I reported her, and she's been punished accordingly.
At least she's so nice and smart. Those are some of the best adjectives that I.
She hasn't called me love.
You should be proud of that. The police won't work for just anybody. What's so special about this boy anyway? Liz, you can scroll. I'm not gonna scroll. Trust me, scroll.
Damn.
This is kid of HGA. I know, right?
not run in Los Angeles at night. This is the city of Charles Manson.
Can I go to the nurse's office? I think I drank some bad milk.
How do you know it was bad milk, Aaron?
Well, when I smelled it, it smelled bad. And then when I was drinking it, it got way worse. I could barely finish my second glass.
It's a pretty odd couple, huh?
It's really hot from the boobs down and the chin up. But her neck is kind of busted. The statistical odds that I would lose my virginity to somebody that hot are incredibly low. I ran the numbers with Fabiola. I have a better chance of being hit by a meteor.
I know. I got your Excel spreadsheet.
You shouldn't wear so much makeup. It'll collect on your mustache.
At least I can grow a mustache.
My doctor says any day now.
Everybody, we have a very special guest for dinner tonight. Kamala, please lower the spice level accordingly.
Because this is for
Can I go to the nurse's office? I think I drank some bad milk.
How do you know it was bad milk, Eric?
Well, when I smelled it, it smelled bad.
I left the funeral to be by your side after Nick Jonas married an Indian woman that wasn't you. That was very hard on you. Can I get you a Gatorade? Because you seem real thirsty.
What are you doing here? Shouldn't you be counting your friends?
Any fingers?
You want to talk? How are you even here? People don't like you.
No, I do. Hey, stop that.
Wait, don't be rude to a beautiful cousin.
I'm not that beautiful.
Sorry. Are you a model?
Oh, thank you so much. No, I'm a biologist. I could never be a model. I'm too curvaceous.
I know this sounds crazy, but would you want to get dinner?
Hey, buddy, keep it moving. Pick your broke ass bike and get out of here. This can't keep happening. Our recycling bin's can't take much more of this.
Davy got bit by a coyote, but she's in stable condition now.
Oh, is she? Is she in stable condition? How are her vitals? Tell me more, Dr. Walking HPV infection. Get
I left the funeral to be by your side after Nick Jonas married an Indian woman that wasn't you. That was very hard on you.
I'm so fine.
Can I get you a Gatorade?
Give me it!
You seem real thirsty.
What are you doing here? Shouldn't you be counting your friends on 2 fingers?
You want to? I left the funeral to be by your side after Nick Jonas.
How's it going with Jackson?
What do you mean?
You guys seem to be spending a lot of time together.
What do you care?
I was just asking. Sorry.
Hey, guess what?
It does seem keen for us to hang out.
Hey! Aiden!
Don't really get it. Like we have loads of sex. So why do you want to complicate things? Anyway, I don't do boyfriends.
No.
You know,
Night
one
time,
time,
too
when
late.
the guy finally realizes he's never to go, and he turns up with a boombox outside the house, blasts my favorite song, and everyone knew it looks sweet.
Yeah, we're going to Chuck E. Cheese.
What?
Okay, but seriously, what's wrong with boyfriend?
Take a look here. See that expiration date? That looks familiar to you? November 31st?
Shut up!
You shouldn't. Only 30 days in the month of November. So whoever tried to replicate this little guy, clearly they didn't look at a calendar. And if you know what to look for, it's easy to spot.
What can you just make an exception?
I mean, we could just honor Kim this one time. She's been coming here for like 150 years.
Yeah, I don't care if she's Dame Judi Dench, Dave. Leave the food out, the critters will get it. This is how this starts. I'm just saying. Sorry to compare you to rodents, ma'am. I didn't mean that. I just mean to say the rules are rules. But if it helps,
If it helps, I have hemorrhoids. You know what helps, honey? Preparation H.
well, we're happy to sell it to you at full price.
Well, then why don't you buy it? Because you're a giant asshole.
That's a good one, ma'am. Take a look here. See that expiration date? That look familiar to you? November 31st? It shouldn't. Only 30 days in the month of November. So whoever tried to replicate this little guy, clearly they didn't look at a calendar. And if you know what to look for, it's easy to spot.
What can you just make an exception?
It overpower us. So put the drone on the slide and count back from 100 and close your eyes. And don't try anything funny.
Bear witnesses. We have a long drive ahead of us, so give us the.
Bro, fucking Good Boys, bro. I wanted to watch that movie so bad when it came out, but I couldn't. I think I'm old enough to watch that movie now. Yeah, I think mom. Around this time they should. Stop! Okay, hold on. I can't see you. Sorry, I can't be your man.
Y'all gotta, you eat a hot
Sorry, shit, babe. I get bread. I mean, they coming around and. It's like a power tool right there. Bye, guys.